Good afternoon. Welcome back to Balance Wellness and Fitness Center. I'm Leslie, still here in the cat cave. My little trusty assistants are somewhere else in the house sleeping. As you can see, I've got my foam roller beside me today. Yay! It's going to be a little bit of mobility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of everything today. You'll also need a small ball, towel, or pillow, light pair of weights if you choose to take things up. I also have a looped band. It's a firm one, medium and heavy, and have a lighter straight band. You can also do things with your own body weight. I'll cue things in and out. If you're feeling really, really stiff, you may want to turn this off. Do whatever you need for a good 5-minute warm-up. Walk around your house, up and down the stairs. Perhaps if you have a bike or treadmill, do something to get a little warmer if you're that stiff. But if you're ready to begin, go ahead and grab your roller. We're going to start with some base movements to get your body ready to move and bring that mind-body awareness to you. Bring your feet so they're 2 fist distance apart. That means your fist will fit between your feet up to your armpit distance apart. Making sure they're parallel. Lift up your toes. Keep the balls of your feet pressed down if they can and spread them wide. If you have a really rigid arch, you may not be able to lift them wide, but lift them high rather, but still spread them wide. Give yourself another breath here. With your exhale, send from the outside in each toe down. So start with that baby toe, send them down and forward. Progressing up the leg, lift up your kneecap so you can feel your quads engage. That big muscle up front, actually, it's several that combine to make that. And lengthen to your tailbone. Feel your abs engage. That will bring those ribs in place and give you a slight lift up automatically. With your inhale, lift your shoulders up. Bring them up towards your ears, but don't lose that connection with the lower body. And exhale and down and around. Feel them go around your spine and come back into place. Lift them up again. And exhale them down. Let's do one more. And you want to keep those collarbones open. Lift them up. Exhale and just pulling them down. Feel the openness in your chest. Recheck that tailbone in case you lost it. Keep a nice soft grip on your roller. If your arms tend to be a little bit smaller, float your hands underneath. We're going to take them out so the elbows are soft, and we're going to rotate to the right 5 times through the ribs. Inhale as you turn. Exhale, coming center. Inhale, turn. Exhale, center 2. Inhale, turn. Exhale, center 3. Inhale, turn. Exhale, center 4. One more for now. Exhale, center 5. Let's find full ab engagement. Pull your abs in from your navel, up towards your ribs a little bit, go towards the diaphragm and engage your pelvic floor. 5 squats here. Inhale as you sit back gently. Make sure you can see the toes, that those sits bones go way back. Exhale, press the ground away, lengthen the tailbone, tighten those abs a little bit more. Inhale, gently sitting back. Exhale, press up for 2. We'll inhale, sit back. Exhale up for 3. Inhale, sit back. Exhale up for 4. One more for now. So you're pressing through the feet, squeeze the glutes as you come up. Don't worry, you'll have many more opportunities to practice that. We're going to take a step back, and you're going, oh great. We're going to take a step back with that right foot, staying in that same alignment, just one of your footprints. So don't take a huge step back. Knees are soft. Make sure your toes are facing forward, those kneecaps in line with the middle toes. Lengthen your tailbone again. Find that ab connection. Let's inhale and rotate to that right side again. Exhale, blow through a straw as you come center. Use those abdominals. Inhale, rotate, and feel the difference in just a regular exhale. And inhale, rotate 4. One more, then we add on. Now gently rotate to that side, staying nice and soft here. With an inhale, float your arms out long, staying in the height of your armpits. Exhale, row in, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, float out. Exhale, row this in 2. Inhale, float out. Exhale, row in 3. Inhale, float out. Exhale, row in 4. Inhale, float out. Exhale, row in 5. Now let's float those arms on and out, keeping them nice and long. And you can still stay here underneath. I just have really long arms, so it works well for me here. With an inhale, float the arms up, moving through the joint space, not popping your ribs or bring your shoulders up. Exhale, pull down towards that right thigh. Inhale, float up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, float. Inhale, float. One more this side. Find that middle ground about bottom of your rib, your armpits. Soften your arms, rotate back center, and step back forward, back to that 2-fist distance. Make sure the feet are parallel, and inhale those toes up again. Or just simply spreading them. If you have a really rigid foot, just let them stay there for a moment. And with your exhale, start with the big toe. Go from that big toe bone, reaching forward and down and out. And lengthen back through the tailbone as you lift up those kneecaps. Feel those ribs lift. And let's inhale our shoulders up again and slide them down the ribs in the back with an exhale. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale down. One more. Keep the collarbones open again and prepare for a torso twist to the right. Left, excuse me. Inhale and gently rotate. Exhale your waist center. And inhale, just going where the ribs are going, making sure you're not going through your shoulders. So it shouldn't look like this. Everything stays together. So even if it moves an inch, bring it back center. One more. And stay here. Another set of squats, as I promised. Use your abs this time. We're going to inhale, so we sit back. Exhale, blow through the straw out, just 5. Inhale, sit back. Press your feet, squeeze your glutes up, tailbone down. Inhale, sit. Think of pressing the ground away. One more, or if you ever use a leg press. Stay here. Open those collarbones again. Take that footprint back with that left foot now. Just one of your footprints. Staying nice and soft. Check where your knees are at with those middle toes. And with your inhale, rotate to that left side again through your ribs. Blow through your straw center. And inhale, rotate. Make sure that front knee is soft and over top of the ankle. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate 4. Keep your shoulder blades down. And 5. Now gently rotate quarter turn to those ribs. We've got our rows here. Inhale, you lengthen those arms. Exhale, blow through the straws. You squeeze the shoulder blades to the spine. Inhale, float out. Inhale out. Inhale out. Take it out for 4. Last one here for 5. Now float those arms out long, keeping that quarter turn. Inhale as you bring the arms up, and again, go where you can still keep that connection. Exhale, blow through the straw as you bring those long arms and roll towards your hips. So float up with your breath, and float up. Bring it up 3. Bring it up 4. And bring it up 5. Find that soft middle ground. Rotate your weight back center and gently step forward again. We're going to add a knee lift in with our squats. We have 3 for each side, so 6 squats. Full ab engagement again. So pulling belly in, up towards the diaphragm, and engage the pelvic floor. Let's inhale as we sit back. Press, squeeze, gently float that right leg up. And we bring it back down. Sitting back, press, squeeze, float it up for 2. Last one this side, sit back. Press, squeeze, float it up for 3. We automatically go to that left side. Press, squeeze, float up for 1. And sit back, press, squeeze, float up for 2. And last one, press, squeeze, float up for 3. We sit that leg down. Give yourself a little shoulder roll here. And we're going to prepare for roll downs to take us down to our mat. We're going to float our arms up, holding that softly. And again, if it starts to get in the way, bring the arms up. If there's any pain or discomfort, just slip the roller down and float your arms on up. Now lift up through those kneecaps again. Lengthen your tailbone for just a moment. Press your head back. Pretend you're in a roller coaster seat, but not to a point of pain that you're going, back. Just be that little bit of awareness. Float the arms up a little bit more if you can. Having that position and squeeze your shoulder blades in. With your exhale, start to dive forward through the crown of your head, inch by inch. That roller is going to come ahead of you. Palms look in. And we're going to pause here for a moment Keeping the legs nice and long here. Is in a roll down, you keep long legs. We're going to make our way to bring ourselves down into a fold. One more full breath in here. And a full breath out. You can sit your roller down. If it's already down, go ahead and bring it in front of you. And with your next inhale, soften through that right knee. And then with your next inhale, soften into your left knee, finding your forward fold. Give yourself a breath here, and then bring your lap to your knees and walk yourselves on out onto your mat into a table position. Hands are right underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips. Take a peek back at those feet to make sure those middle toes are in line with your heel and the back of your knees. Your hips should be right over top of those knees. Press your feet down, and if you have really rigid arches, you may need to roll up your mat to bring it down towards you or use a towel. Hands are right under the armpits, fingers spread like starfish, those middle fingers same line as your spine or the outside of your mat. Now with this next breath, start to press into that mat with both the feet and the shins and the hands. Just find some strength here. Keep those collarbones slightly closed and keep the shoulder blades wrapping around the outsides of your ribs. Pull the abs in and up and engage your pelvic floor. One more breath here. As you exhale, just soften into it. Release a little bit of that power. We're going to draw our roller underneath our hands to keep that position once you get it there. Making sure a little bit more of the palm of your hand is at the apex of the roller, your fingers dripping over the front to help protect those wrists. And let's find our way into some cat-cows here. Breathing through your pelvis, exhaling as you go up into your cat, inhaling as you go into your cow. Lifting the heart forward, shoulder blades slide down your ribs in cow. Gently moving through, giving yourself 4 or 5 here, just seeing how things feel from one side to the other. Let's get one more here, and then we'll find that strong table again. Starting light pressure, not as heavy as you did in the beginning, just getting a little bit more awareness. We're going to take our right arm and just reach out to the side. Palm stays down and just float it out. With an inhale, reach a little longer to that side. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blade in. Inhale, reach. There's something right out of your grasp. Exhale it in. Inhale, reach for 3. And exhale in. Inhale, reach for 4. Exhale it in. And inhale, reach for 5. Gently exhale it in, and we'll float that arm down. Give yourself a quick cat-cow. We're going to go to the other side. Refining that strong table, full ab engagement. Let's float that left arm up. Making sure that your legs and your lower body is taking most of the weight, that you can roll this with ease underneath your hands. You're not dumping into your wrist and your upper body doing too much work. Inhale, reach for that left side wall. Exhale, pull that shoulder in. Inhale, reach. Exhale it in for 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale in for 3. Inhale, reach. Exhale in for 4. And inhale, reach. Exhale in for 5. Let's float that arm down. Give yourself a quick cat-cow there. And then we're going to take the legs out. I'm going to start with that right leg. Just gently slide it back because we're still in that warm-up phase. Make sure none of your toys are in your way behind you. Make sure those fingers are spread. Once the toes are down, drop that right hip down. Take a peek under. Make sure that the heel is in line with that middle toe. Make sure those left toes didn't try to come over with your right foot. Just pause for another moment here. Keep that ab engagement. Let the back posterior chain start to open up a little bit. And then with your next inhale, squeeze the glute to float the leg up. Just pause in here. Just work those multi-pidi. Love the spinal stabilization work. Now with your next exhale, take the leg over to the right side of the room. Just moving that femur so you're not turning all the way to your hips or your obliques. Inhale, take it where you can bring it over to the left side of the room. And exhale, keeping it those couple of inches up. Keeping the foot flexed, taking it left. Inhale to the right, toes look straight down. And taking it to the left, 2 more. Take it over to that right side. Stay long and tall in those arms. You can also go down your elbows if you need. Back over to the right side. And over to the left side. Draw that leg back in alignment. Hold it in. Give yourself a quick child's pose here. Press your hips back. Keep your knees where they're at in this tighter position. Push your roller forward. If you need it underneath your forehead, put it there. If you want to sit on it to bring the ground towards you, put it or your small ball or towel or pillow in it. Give yourself another breath here. Then slide the hands in just enough fingers spread to take the knees wide. So we're still warming up, so we don't want to go into too much rest here. Gently press back forward, just so we balance out both our hips and our low back, allowing them both to relax for a moment because we're using them heavily. With this next inhale, slide those hands back in. Make sure the fingers are spread. Lift up through the chest, pull your shoulder blades down. Give your neck a little break to turn left and turn right. Come back center. Squeeze the glutes, draw those abs in, and let's find our table again. Rearrange everything that got away. Take a peek back to check out where those feet are at. Make sure they're out straight. Pull the abs in, up, pelvic floor engaged, and tuck those left toes. You just slide the leg back. And once it's there, go ahead and drop that hip because our natural inclination and plus being up on here, you're going to pop that hip up. Then take that peek underneath to make sure the heel's in line with the middle toe. We're going to pause here again for a moment, just letting that chain open up. Nice breaths. Check the abdominals. So check to make sure your shoulder blades are down while we're allowing that stretch to happen. With your next inhale, squeeze that glute and float that leg up. Again, we're working on those beautiful stabilizers. So we're holding here for a moment. Check and make sure you didn't use the front of your body to lift up. So drop that hip. And now we're going to inhale that leg over to the left side of the room. Toes look down. Exhale, cross it over to the right. And inhale it to the left. Exhale it to the right for 2. Inhale it left. Exhale to the right for 3. Inhale it left. Exhale it to the right for 4. And inhale it to the left. Just moving that femur, flossing the head. Bring it back in. Slide that leg in. Give yourself another cat-cow here. 2 if you need it. And then we're going to get a set of wide arm push-ups. You can use your roller. If it's not comfortable, go on the floor. And if you need an alternative, lie on your back or on the roller. Use your weights for a set of chest presses. We're just going 5. You can stay in table. If you choose to go in half plank, and I'm just going to start halfway in, doing the middle, make sure your feet are down. Don't come up on your knees. That puts too much pressure long-term on your kneecaps. And don't cross the ankles. That does havoc to your back. That's another anatomy lesson. You can also go in full military. Just make sure you keep your form. Shoulder blades down. And if you're using weights, go ahead and lift your weights so you all lower at the same time. Pull the belly button in, pelvic floor engaged. Take a breath. Exhale, lower your body or your weights. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower. Keep those fingers spread. And lower for 3. You're in line with your armpits for everybody. And lower 4. Press yourself up. Last one here. And press up. Sit back with your heels. Find your child's pose. If you used weights, meet us in child's pose. Knees are close together again for another breath. We're still getting warm. Use those props that you need. Use an inhale to slide those hands back. Lift up just enough to take the knees wide. And slide it again. It doesn't matter. I like, as you see, gravitate towards my hands forward. If you want your hands back at your sides or grabbing your feet, it's your child's pose. You're just going and giving you some direction so you get your back and your hips stretched. And let's bring the knees in. Slide your hands on in and press yourself up tall. And we're going to bring ourselves to a kneeling position in preparation to being all in the roller. If you have a rigid arch, you're going to probably need something underneath and your toes are going to be tucked. So we make our way up on it. Make sure you're in the center and have all your toys right nearby for handy grabs. Make sure you have at least one fist that will fit between your knees and no more than 2. Once you find your way up, use those abs. Take a peek back at your feet. No matter if they're flat on the ground or you have them tucked. I don't think you can see mine, but they're tucked. That's just not comfortable for my feet. Heels in line with those middle toes and in back with the knees. Lengthen through your tailbone. And if this becomes uncomfortable, go ahead on the floor and just roll up part of your mat to give you a little bit more instability. Make sure your kneecaps are not on the roller or whatever you're using. Make sure they're hanging over the top of it. and not on it whatsoever, so you don't push your kneecap out of alignment. That would be a bad thing. Let's float our arms up for a set of open closes. You're going, yeah, that would be a bad thing. Spread your fingers wide. This first set is going to be without weight, just so you can challenge yourself and prepare as we build into this set. When inhale, that right arm open, reach for the side versus behind you. Exhale, blow through the straw and close. Inhale, open, go for 5, and inhale, open 3. Inhale, open 4. Really draw those abs in that exhale. Here's 5. And stay here with that arm. Float it down at your side. Exhale it back up in line with your armpit. Float it down. Exhale it up 2. Inhale it down. Exhale it up 3. Inhale it down. Exhale it up 4. And inhale down. Exhale up 5. Left side out to that side with your breath. And out for 2. Out for 3. Out for 4. And out for 5. Staying with that arm. Float it down with your breath to your side. Exhale it up. Inhale, reach down. Exhale, float forward. Inhale down. Inhale down. And inhale down. Take the arms out to your sides. Look through there. Turn the palms up, soften to your elbows so you can really snug the shoulder blades down towards your hips and slightly towards each other to open up the collarbones. We're going to get a set of rotations here. When it inhales, you rotate to the right side of the room. We'll alternate. Exhale, blow through the straw center. Inhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Inhale to the right. One more time left. One more time right. This is your last time to that left. Float the arms up and bring them down to your sides and give yourself a little shoulder roll. We're going to carefully step over to the side so we can do a little bit of leg work, and then we'll add it all together with some fun. We're going to walk over to the left side of the roller, looking at right leg first. If you have long arms like I do, you can bring your hand all the way down on the mat. Fingers are facing towards the left side of the room. I'm going to demonstrate for those who don't have quite as long arms. Also use a block if that's more comfortable. You're going to float yourself so that right knee is going to come up. Bring your hand down so the heel of your hand and most of your palm is on the roller. Your fingers are just dripping over the side. Try not to grip hard. If you find yourself doing that, you might want to come on off and go down. Another option is to go down into a side plank on your elbow. You can also lie down and do this too. If you're going, none of these work. Lie on your side, keep your oblique lifted. Now we're going to float that leg on up and long first. We're going to find that angle pose here. Arch could be down, toes can be forward, toes can reach towards the right side of the room. Find what works for your body. Take a peek back at that left foot. You can flatten it out. You can keep the toe tucked and make sure that heel has to start to go to the right too. Make sure that middle toe is in line with this kneecap. Now pretend you've got a little string here on that left side of your body that's starting to pull you up towards the ceiling and slightly back as you rotate up and back through the ribs. Let's float our arm on up to the sky and open up. Fingers are spread. You can keep your gaze forward, or you can turn with it. Go with where you're comfortable. Just make sure your head is not hanging down to the ground. Snug that shoulder blade down as well as your support arm. Give yourself one more breath here. And then we're going to float that arm up a little bit higher. Reach up away. Turn your palm towards your head. Exhale it over. Tighten through those abs. Inhale, rotate the palm and reach beyond your hip. Exhale, float it up and over. Reach for the hip for 2. Exhale it up and over. Reach for the hip for 3. Reach for the hip for 4. And reach for the hip for 5. Now we're going to bring that hand on down, fold through your elbow, bring it to the ground in front of you. Also, bring that left arm right in line with your armpits, fingers spread. Turn your toes forward and in. I'm going to show you that harder position here. And if you're lying on your side, Just flex your foot, heels to the sky. You can squeeze through this glute and lift this leg up and tap. We're going for 10. You're finding yourself that you're shifting your weight and using your left side to bring it up. You're going to want to fold into a fire hydrant position and lower down and lift. You can also step on off if you're going, wow, this is too much for me on the roller, and do this on the ground. Find where it's going to be comfortable for you. I'm just going to do 5 and 5. Draw the abs in and up. Have that leg ready, and here we go. Squeeze and lift that leg and tap. Squeeze 2 and tap. Squeeze 3 and tap. Squeeze 4 and tap. Squeeze 5 and tap. Squeeze 6 and tap. Squeeze 7 and tap. Squeeze 8 and tap. Squeeze 9 and tap. Squeeze 10, tap. Now squeeze and lift the leg. Fold it on in if you weren't in the fire hydrant position and flex the foot. Pretend you have a pencil coming onto that kneecap that you're drawing on that right side wall. Here we go. Circles through that hip. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring that leg down. Tuck both toes. Use an exhale. Use your core to draw yourself back up tall on the roller. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. And let's walk to the right side. You're going, oh, yes, we have one more side to do that with. And then I had that promise of fun that we're going to elevate it just a wee bit. Now find that spot that worked for you for the opposite side, whether you're laying on your side, whether you're on a side plank, or you're here still on the roller. We're going to extend that leg long as we find our angle on this side. Check out those right toes. Make sure the heel and the toes are in alignment with that knee. And find that string that's underneath that's turning your torso up towards the ceiling and slightly behind. We're going to float that arm up, slug those shoulder blades down. Again, gaze can stay forward, or gaze can give you that little challenge and look for that palm that's spread wide behind you. Check those shoulder blades. Make sure they're still pulled down. That foot is comfortable where it actually falls. One more full breath in and a full breath out. Now with your next inhale, rotate your palm towards your body and exhale it overhead, blowing through the straw. Inhale, rotate it down towards the hip. Exhale it up and over for 2. Rotate, reach for the hip. Exhale up and over for 3. Rotate, reach for the hip. Exhale it up and over for 4. Rotate, reach for the hip. Exhale it up and over for 5. We rotate it just up to the sky. Reach a little higher for a moment. Give it a little stretch. Fold into the elbow. Start to rotate your torso down to the ground in front of you. Bringing that hand down. Bringing the right hand along with it. Right in line with the armpits and shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Lift up to the chest. Sliding the shoulder blades down. Now we're going to rotate through that hip, turning the arch down, foot is flexed. Make that choice to even out here what you need to do. I'm just going to do the half and half again, but do what you did on the other side to try to balance this side out. Let's inhale, lift that leg, exhale, tap. So you're squeezing through the glute, not transferring your weight. And we lift for 3 and tap. Lift for 4 and tap. Lift for 5 and tap. Lift for 6 and tap. Lift for 7 and tap. Lift for 8 and tap. Lift for 9 and tap. Lift for 10. Tap it down, and then we're going to lift it on up, folding into that fire hydrant position. Foot is flexed. Pretend you've got the pencil on this side now. Draw those abs in and drop that hip down that little bit and circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's fold that leg in. Gently step off of your roller, and we're going to find our child's pose. 2 breaths for each. Go to the one that feels that you need it the most, whether it's wide or narrow. Settle on in. Use what props that you need. If you need something underneath your head and on your lap, or just one, put it there. Full breath in and a full breath out. Give yourself another breath in and gently let that breath go. With this next inhale, slide the hands in just enough that you can lift up and change your position. So if your knees are wide, take them narrow. If they're narrow, take them wide. And then go to that comfortable place for your lap and your head again. In full breaths. Full breath in. Full breath out. Give yourself another breath in. And exhale and let it go. With that next inhale, slide the hands back and spread the fingers wide. Press your chest up, drop your shoulders as if you were in a baby cobra up dog, but using that upper body technique, even though you're sitting on your knees. Next is support, and a lot easier in some respects. It can use up the same length in your upper spine. Let that relax for a moment. Press yourself up using your glutes. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. And here's where we're going to add on. We're going to start with our red band, my red band, your straight band first. We're going to get a set of rows. You can use your looped band or your weights for these. And we're going to go back up on our roller. If it's become uncomfortable or you need just a change of place, you can stand and do this as well. We're going to get some lat pulls while we're here too. Check out where your heels are at with those middle toes. Our palms will face down and right in line with your armpits, alignment-wise, as well as height-wise. Give yourself a little slack here. Lengthen that tailbone. And inhale as you roll and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Don't hit yourself with your band. That's too far in. Exhale, blow through the straw and close. Inhale, squeeze in so the bands come apart. Exhale, close two. And we'll squeeze in. And 3. Inhale, squeeze in. Exhale, release 4. Inhale, squeeze in. Exhale, release 5. Pause in here. For the inhale, float those arms up. And again, don't break the ab hip connection. Exhale, pull it apart. Blow through the straw as you come down towards your lap. Inhale, float up. And inhale, float up. And float up for 4, and float up for 5, and find that initial spot nice and soft in line with your armpits. Give yourself a rotation to the right. We have 3 here. Inhale, row in here. Exhale, blow through the straw. Inhale in. Inhale in. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, pull apart, blow through the straw. Inhale, float up. Inhale, float up. Find that middle ground again and soften. Rotate through the rib center and to that left side. Here comes our 3 rows. Inhale, squeeze in. Inhale, squeeze in. Inhale, squeeze in. Inhale, float up. Exhale, pull apart down. Inhale, float up. Inhale, float up. And find that middle ground. Gently come back center. We're going to sit this on down and off to the side. And carefully step down off your roller. And let's bring it to our left side. We're going to work our right side. We're going to put a little combo together. And when we do our reach overheads, you're more than welcome to use your dumbbell if you like a little bit of weight. But what I'm going to invite you to do is check out your feet, make sure they're on straight, those middle toes and heel, and then find the spot where you can lean on into the roller that your hand is light on if you're not tenting your cupcake. It's going to be very important to really draw the core into this as we go along. Find where it's comfortable for you, and then start to open up through that right oblique and allow yourself to find the roller comfortably with your hand. That right leg should feel slightly light. You may need to bring something underneath you. You find the adjustment that you need, that the leg is not already here. So if your oblique is really tight, you might need to put a little block or a towel there. Now let's float that arm on out to the side and just reach through those fingertips. And lean a little bit more so that leg does lift up. You can keep the arm here or find a bind. Whatever works for you, flex those toes. With your exhale, go into that little fire hydrant, lifting up and release. Exhale, squeeze, lift, grab that glute. Release for 2. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Release for 3. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Release for 4. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Release for 5. Keeping that leg suspended, keeping your torso lifted. Find those little strings to turn you up towards the ceiling as we did earlier. Now start to become light on the hands and use your core to draw yourself up to your fingertips. So you're lifting up slightly, holding that here. Press the roller out, draw it in. That elbow's going to soften. Extend out, bring it in 2, extend it out, bring it in 3. Keep that core engaged. Pelvic floor is engaged. Last one here. Now we're going to put this together. We're going to lean out, lift the leg, draw everything back in up top. And take everything out, bring it back in for 2. Take it out, bring it in for 3. Take it out, bring it in for 4. Take it out, bring it in, pause 5. This is where you can grab that weight if you want it. Extend that leg long. When extend everything out, lift the leg, draw it in, coming up. Exhale, extend out. You're on the heel of your hand here with the roller. Back in for 2. Exhale and on, out and over. In for 3. Squeeze your that leg to lift the leg. You're going, oh, there's a lot going on. There it is. Last one this side. And bring it in. Now extend out and stay. Flex the foot. Keep the arm nice and long. When you lower the leg, squeeze and lift. Lower, squeeze 2. Lower, squeeze 3. Keep the shoulder blades down. There's 4. Lower, lift and hold 5 and circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg there. Keep that glute firing. Keep those abs in. Bring the elbow to your waist. Press back overhead. Palm looks down to the waist. Exhale it over 2 and the waist. Exhale it over 3 and the waist. Exhale over 4 to the waist. Exhale over 5. Bring it to the waist. Rotate down. Sit your weight down if you have it. Turn that leg in and find your roller. Give yourself a quick cat-cow here. You're going, yep, gotta do it on the other side. Lead with your pelvis. Inhaling on your cow. Exhaling on your calf. And let's take that roller to our other side. Great. Find that spot, and it's going to be different. Each side is usually, your flexibility is normally a little different, and daily activities will make one side just a little tighter, maybe a little less bulk over the other. So find that spot there, and then once you have it, let the hands sink on down so you're in the fleshy part of your palm, fingers are spread, and now let's float that leg up. I'm going to flex that foot, float that arm on up, getting ahead of myself, lift those rib tips up, make sure you're not turned down to the floor, and check out that right foot before we begin to make sure it's not doing anything. A little different order, but it's good for the brain, and we're working those beautiful stabilizers that you all know I like to work. Now with your exhale, squeeze and lift that leg up and lower. Squeeze and lift. Spread your toes if you can. Squeeze and lift. You're squeezing that glute. Squeeze and lift forward. Exhale, lower. Squeeze and lift 5. Exhale, lower. Keeping that leg there. Good. Now, gently bring that arm down, float up, and find that spot with those fingers. And you're going to exhale yourself out. Draw back in. Holding nice and steady. Challenging your core. You just have that little tip. Bring it in for 3. Moving through the shoulder and the arm. Fold it in 4. Bring it in. Fold it in 5. Float that arm on up. And get it ready. Let's exhale everything up and over. Lifting that leg. Bringing it in. And exhale up and over 2. And in. Exhale over and up 3. Bring it in. Exhale over and up 4. Bring it in. Exhale over and up 5. We're going to bring it in. This is where you can grab that weight if you want it. Then take that leg long Lower it down ever so slightly, and here we go, making this a little bit bigger as we take it up and over, and in. Exhale it up and over, and in for 2. Exhale up and over, and 3. Exhale up and over, and 4. Exhale up and over, and 5. Now we're going to exhale up and over and stay here. Find that safe spot, so actually most of your weight is in that leg versus this arm. And if you need to, if you're starting to put a little bit more weight, bring it underneath the armpit. Now, flex that foot if you haven't, lower to tap, squeeze and lift up. Keep that left arm long, squeeze and lift 2. And tap, squeeze, lift 3, tap, squeeze, lift 4, tap, squeeze, lift 5, and hold. And circle. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. Check those abs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg lifted. Fold that elbow into your waist, almost towards the ground. Exhale it up and over. Inhale to the waist. Exhale up and over. Inhale to the waist 3. Exhale up and over. Inhale to the waist 4. Exhale up and over. Inhale to the waist 5. Exhale up and over. As you saw, I extended my arm out, but I'm super light on this. I can lift up and just about hold. Not everybody can do that, and I don't expect that, but it was getting a little uncomfortable there, that modified position for me. Float that arm down, fold the leg in, so don't worry about you having to do that. Bring it in, that's why I offer all those modifications. We're all different, all levels, at any given time. Find your cat-cow here. Give yourself several, and then we get to lay on the roller. You probably thought we were not going to lay down for this one, but we have some work. And this is where I'm going to invite you to put that left band up around your knees, if you would like. If you don't want the extra work going, I'm sure I can create enough, don't worry about it. At any point that you do want it, quickly grab the band, stop your video, put it on, and join back in. But again, above your kneecaps. And we're going to get ready to lay on our roller again. So we'll start at the far end of it. And have your other toys handy as we have a little bit more work to do. So they're not too far away from you or in the way. Lower yourself if you can, one vertebrae at a time, using those abs. Make sure your tailbone is on and your head is on. You don't want either of them hanging off in any degree. If you have a little hair clip in the way like I do, you'll need to move it off and need to. Once you've settled on in, this is fine, hit both sides of it to make sure you're somewhat even. That's just going to give you a little bit more security there. And then find your 2 fist distance apart. And if you have the band on, we're not looking for tension, just that spacing. And find where the knees feel comfortable. You don't want the feet too far forward, and feel your neutral spine. We're going to give ourselves 5 pelvic tilts here. So your head should feel heavy and your tailbone should be heavy. And walk your arms away from you. And with an exhale, bring the ribs and hips together. And then you'll release with your breath. And we'll exhale. Inhale, release 2. And exhale. Inhale, release 3. Drawing in through that navel. And release 4. Feeling those abs tighten. And release 5. Now we're going to draw our abs in, up, and engage the pelvic floor. If you'd like to use weight for this next series, go ahead and grab them, or just for the right arm, if you need to keep that left arm down for security, because you'll have that opportunity. You have a nice little flow. Keeping the shoulder blades connected, pull them down and keep them long. Knuckles look at the sky whether you're using weight or not, and circle through that right arm if you're tracing a can light. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now walk the legs so you feel some tension in the band, or if you're not using a band, go almost to the sides of your mat and peel that left heel up and hold that there. Straight arm pull over with that right arm. Release a little out engagement. Exhale that arm back, blowing through the straw, not past your ear. Inhale, pull to the side. Exhale, float it back. Pull to the side for 2. Exhale, float back. Pull up for 3. Exhale, float back. Pull up for 4. Exhale, float back. And pull up for 5. Re-engage those abs. and float the leg up a little bit more. If you have both arms up, you need to put one down, put that left arm down. You can go all the way through the tabletop or just pick up the toe. We're back to those circles going for medium, dinner plate size. Make sure the hands are over top your armpits, knuckles look up. Here we go. 5, 4, still on the right side. 3, 2, 1, opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the straight arm pullovers. Float that leg up to tabletop and flex it. Exhale that arm back. Inhale up to the sky. Again, not past the ear, to the sky for 2. Float back, pull through the shoulder blade up. And flex back, pull up, and flex back, pull up. One more part. As you flex back, take that leg out long. Inhale, bring the leg back to tabletop and reach for your hip. Exhale, everything extends, low through your straw. Inhale, reach the hip for 2. That leg comes to tabletop. Exhale, extend long. Back up and in for 3. Exhale, extend long. In and up for 4. Exhale, extend long. In and up for 5. We'll float that leg up. Pull down through the arms to sit your weights down. You can keep the arms up if you'd like. You can hold your weights if you want to, too. You probably don't. Keep those toes flexed. Yes, we're working with stabilizers. Circle through that hip. Small circles. Trace that can light again with your pencil on your knee. 4 more. 3 more. 2 and 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float the leg long ahead of you. Lower it down to almost at the heel. Lift it up to where you can, whether the heel looks at the sky or just 3 inches forward. And lower it down. Keep it flexed. Lift it up 2 more. Lower it down. Lift it up. Lower it down. Lift it up. I lied. 1 more. 5. Lower it down. Lift it up. Fold that leg in. Bring the arms down to the ground. Definitely sit your weights down if you did keep them. Find that beginning neutral position. Give yourself 3 pelvic tilts here, bringing ribs and hips together. And then we're going to get 3 pelvic peels. And with those pelvic peels, I'm going to invite you to take your fingertips right at the bottoms of the ribs, and that's as far as you lift, no higher. You can go to the top of the hips, or no higher than the bottom of the ribs. Go back to that heavy head and heavy tailbone. Let's get 1 more here, and then we're going to set ourselves up for that opposite side. Abs are in and up, pelvic floor engaged, preparing for that left arm and right leg this time. Both arms can be lifted. You choose where you know you need to be to even out your body. And let's get those small circles, hands in line with the armpits, and knuckles look up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now peel up that right heel, keeping everything level. Release a little bit of the abs if you can. Exhale that arm back, going through the straw, not past the ear. Inhale, pull up to the sky. Exhale, fold back, pull up for 2. Exhale back, pull up for 3. Exhale back, pull up for 4. Exhale back, and pull for 5. Let's float the leg up. Find that tension. So if you haven't scooted that leg over, scoot it over. You can just lift the toe up, or you can go ahead to the tabletop, your choice. Back to those circles, medium ones, dinner plate size for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Check the shoulder blades, check the knuckles. You're looking up. Bring that foot to tabletop. Spread those toes. Loosen the abs if you can. If you can't, don't worry. Exhale that arm back, not past the ear. Inhale, pull up. And exhale back. Up for 2. Up for 3. Up for 4. And up for 5. Pausing here. Now we're going to get that full combo. Let's lengthen that leg. Straighten that arm back with our exhale. Inhale up, reach for that hip. Exhale, extend. Inhale up to tabletop, reaching for hip for 2. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reach for the hip for 3, tabletop. Exhale, extend, and reach for forward, tabletop the leg. Exhale, extend, reach for that hip and up to the tabletop for 5. Find that beginning position. Again, you can sit the weights down if you like, or keep them. Float whichever arm works up better for you. Preferably keep the left arm down if you need to. Right arm up, push to the heel. Flex those right toes and circle through that hip for 5. 4 small ones. 3, 2, 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Float that leg down. Take the tension off your band. Bring that left arm down. Nice and long at your sides. 3 pelvic tilts. 3 more. Exhaling as the ribs and hips come together. Inhale as you release to neutral. Give yourself another. Now give yourself 3 pelvic peels. Place those hands on the bottoms of the ribs. Hopefully things feel a little bit looser, a little bit more mobile. Exhaling down. Give yourself 1 more, and then we're going for the big ones, 3 articulated bridges. Double breath. Exhale your way up. Pausing before you move your neck, shoulders, or collarbones. Take a breath. Exhale, roll back down. And exhale, lift. Exhale back down for 2. 1 more. Exhale, using your core to lift you up. Take a breath. Exhale, lower back down for 3. We have 1 more little fun set here. We're going to float our arms on up with our weights, or at least the right arm and left leg for opposing side, flying clams. Let's float and lift here. Pull the shoulder blades down. Let's exhale that arm out as that leg presses into the band. And if you're not using the band, scooch that foot over, both of them actually, towards the sides of the mat and bring that out. Inhale. And we're going to exhale, blow the straw out. In for 2. And I just realized I forgot that leg lift. We're going to do it. In for 3. I don't want you being uneven. In for 4. 4 more. Exhale out. In for 5. Exhale out. In for 6. Exhale out. In for 7. And exhale out. In for 8. Opposite side. Exhale out. And in for 1. Exhale up. In for 2. So exposing the sole of the foot, not keeping the foot pressed down. Here we are, halfway there. We'll exhale up. In for 5. Check your shoulder blades. Hold them down. In for 6. Exhale up. In for 7. Moving through the shoulders. In for 8. Float the arms up long. And let's straighten that left leg. Keeping it nice and long. We're going to go right arm, left leg, chest press, leg lift. So we're going to lower this arm down at your side. This is where I'm going to make it up at. I'm the one that should be running around the parking lot, but I will later. Flex your toes. Exhale, lift that leg as you press straight up to the sky. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. If you need to put the left arm down, go ahead and do so. Exhale, press 3, and lower. Exhale, press 4, and lower. Exhale, press 5. Gently lower, fold that in, bring that arm up. We're going to get 10 legs, just 5 arms on here to make up for where I goofed up there. Spread those toes, keep that full ab engagement. Exhale, press lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press 2, and lower. Exhale, press 3. And lower. Exhale, press 4. And lower. Keep the arm here. Keep going that leg. And lower. Well, you don't want to be uneven. And lower. And lift for 2. And lower. Lift for 3. And lower. Lift for 4. And lower. Lift for 5. Gently lower. Fold on in. Lower those weights on down off to your sides. Slide out of your band if you're still using it. We're going to nice eagle stretch here. We're going to find that nice heavy head, heavy tailbone. Float the arms up to the sky first and walk those shoulder blades down. Pull them down if they creeped up. Spread your fingers wide. Take them out reaching for the side walls as we have did a couple different times in different planes throughout this workout today. Reach, reach, reach away, really finding that length. And give yourself a couple rocks here in the multi-fit. That should feel really good on your back, opening up. Give yourself another, even out, and then float the arms way up, protracting up. And again, continue those rocks from side to side, from sacral notch to the hip to sacral notch to the hip. If you've never used the roller before, you're going to find this to be a challenge, but if you've been on it for a while, the comfort will come, so don't give up. First time, if this is the one you picked versus one of the beginning ones, you picked a doozy today, but always doable. The first time on the roller, everyone knows you don't know what your body's actually going to do. Even out here, make sure you still have that heavy head, heavy tailbone. Float those arms back out. See if they feel a little bit longer, a little wider. We're going to keep our left arm low towards our left and our right arm high towards our head. So bring them across on over and find our eagle. Let the upper arms cross. I'm going to come up on my roller so you can see. You stay on your roller if you're looking. Find that cross so the forearms go where they go. Make sure that if your arms are really tight or if you have restrictions, you're not just trying to grab your wrists and folding them just so they touch. Once you find that squeeze, lift the elbows up towards your chest. Exhale, pull them down towards your lap. And now find that spot for your neck. Maybe your gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're looking down towards the crooks of your elbow. It's those big breaths in the serratus that's going to open everything up. So continue with those big breaths. And as you feel those shoulder blades open again for you in a slightly different way, feel free if you want to rock side to side underneath them. Hit your rhomboids and cherries a little more. Give yourself another breath in here and a breath out. Return your gaze back to a neutral position, up to the sky if that's not where it's at. Start to release the grip and the squeeze. Spread the fingers wide and take the arms back out to the side again and give yourself that length. This time the right arm will go low to your lap and the left arm high. And let's find our cross again, the opposite way. It's always going to feel different. You may be more flexible, you may be less. Just go with it. Lift up those elbows and pull down towards your lap again. And find that comfortable space for your head. Give yourself those deep breaths again. Full breath in. And full breaths out. And you're welcome to rock side to side underneath those blades and up and down the spine again if you like. Another big deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Give yourself one more here. Full breath. And slowly let it go. Even out your rocks if you are. Bring your gaze back to the sky. Release the grip on the hands, floating them up and long at your sides. Give yourself a nice shoulder roll here, opening up those blades. And use your better side to roll to. Gently giving yourself a chest flip up and bring yourself up and off your roller. We're going to press ourselves up and putting it underneath our hips. The easiest way to do that, aside from moving your toys out of the way so you don't trip over them or they're in the way, is to prepare for a bridge. Have it right underneath, so it's between your heels and your hips when you lay down. And then bridge on up and place it underneath your sacrum. Finding the right spot, the materials that you're wearing will make a difference. If you've got a little bit more of a cotton weave on or something that's a little bit stretchy that slides a little bit, so you may have to work with it. Once you find that, lift your right leg up to your chest, lift your left leg. Take your arms long to the sides of the roller. Just want to relax on the ground so you're not holding into your life. Bring the thighs together and just rock from hip to hip. You're getting deep into those glutes. Just sending yourself left and right. If you were drawing a line across your ceiling. Give yourself one more, side to side. Let's stay on that right side. So you're totally in that right hip. 5 small circles here. Here's 5, 4. So now you're drawing kind of a big ellipse. 3, 2, and 1. Go the other way. And give your shoulders a little check. Pull the shoulder blades down. Sometimes they tend to creep up when we're here. Even that out and go to that left side. Same thing, big circles. Have that big kindergarten pencil between your knee. 2 more knees, 1 more, and the opposite way is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself centered. Walk your hands on top of the roller if they are. Push your left heel up to the sky. Spread your toes. Draw the legs slightly towards you, stretching that hamstring, really sending through the heel. Give it another breath here. And then send it towards the left corner of the mat. Let the knees soften so you can find the ground. Once you're there, take one or both hands over to that right knee and just draw it in towards the shoulder and slightly to the right towards the armpit or the outer part of your shoulder. And let's point and flex our feet. Keep the toes spread. Just gently moving through that ankle. And now 5 circle to that ankle. 5, keep this toe spread. 4, 3, 2, and 1 opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's take that right hand on the inside of the knee, just as a guide, don't push. Take that left hand on the outside of the ankle as we go into a figure 4 here. Pretend you have somebody on the outside of that right knee that's pulling away from you versus you trying to push away. As we draw that foot and ankle towards the left shoulder or hip. Give yourself another breath here. Gently let that breath go and return that leg to neutral. Hug it in for a moment. Take your hands back to your roller. Slide that left leg all the way up to the roller till you can't touch anymore. Then draw it up. Always be kind to your body. Give yourself another rock side to side. Settle in the middle. Check the shoulders again. Press that right leg up. Spread the toes. And start to draw towards the center of your forehead. Let's get that hamstring as well. Give yourself another breath in and full breath out. Release the stretch a little and send that leg long all the way to the ground, softening through the knee. Draw and hug that knee into your chest. Gently bring it in, point flex through your foot. Give yourself another, then circle through the ankle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sorry about that noise. That happens when your studio is your living room and somebody walks in. Sometimes stuff happens. Now let's draw that knee a little bit more over. And we're going to take that right hand on the outside of your ankle. Left hand comes to the inside. Again, just a guide. You've got somebody who's pulling that knee away versus you pushing. As you bring that heel over towards that hip. Give yourself a couple more breaths here as it settles in and opens up. Full breath in, full breath out. Another breath in, and gently let it go. With your next inhale, draw that leg back in center. Give it a nice hug, and gently lower it towards the ground. Float that leg out long. You may need to bridge up and reposition your roller as we get our last stretch here. Pushing each heel towards each corner of the mat, and then fold to the right arm, take it up and over. Turn the palm up as you reach for the right corner of the mat. Fold to the left arm. Same thing. Give yourself some length. Actually, we're going to get one more to balance this out. Give yourself a moment here to get that nice extension in your spine. So we'll counterbalance this with the knees into our chest. Full breath in. As you exhale, let it go. Fold your right leg in. With this next exhale, fold the left leg in. And the next exhale, fold, leaving with the elbow, the right arm down. And then we'll fold with this breath, the left arm down. Bridge on up and press the roller out from underneath your hips. Draw the knees into your chest, keeping just that little bit of width. With your next exhale, you can roll up nose to knee, or you can lift your knees to your nose. So if you have neck issues, you'll want to lift up your hips towards your nose versus the lifting the head. and inhale, release. Exhale, let's do that again, whichever version feels better, if you want one of each. And release again. Finding your neutral, press your roller out of your way. You bring one foot at a time down. Go to your unintuitive side to press yourself up. So if you always push yourself up to your right side, purposely do your left side today. Challenge that side of your body. Don't do one of those kick your legs out. You just did some wonderful things for your back, so don't undo them by coming up in an unsafe manner. You have yourself a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you again soon.